Okay, welcome back to In Another World with My Smartphone. This one I'm covering episodes 5 through 8, which is the second book of this series, and of the three books, this one's the longest. At 191 pages, one page longer than the last book. This book does an introduction to about a few new characters to the series. Yeah, mostly a handful of them. Now, in these episodes, these following things happen. Toya and the girls get themselves a house. Yes, a mansion with servants. Though the how they introduce them is slightly different than how they introduce them in the novel. It's like first they introduce the butler, who he volunteers to become. Now most of his dialogue is mostly the same as presented in the book, except how he introduces the people is slightly different than how he presented in the book. In the book is like he volunteers, he agrees to become the butler, and like I have some people, can I go get them? So he's like, sure. And he brings them. And then basically he introduces them a couple of them basically be retired people in the military. Yeah, with the exception of the maids, the other two don't get much, they don't say very much of anything, and that's pretty much that. Yeah, it's interesting though, we actually get to see his house. And the thing is, in these episodes, aside from the introductions to the house and the fact that they're living there, the house really doesn't play much anything until like episode 8. It shows up in episode 6, mind you. That's when the house first shows up in the series. Yep. Oh yeah, and also they get a chance to visit the kingdom of Bestman. Yes. Also, they take a chance on the way there to battle a freaking dragon. Yes, a dragon. A dragon that Toya is the one who defeats. Oh yeah, he also introduces his new weapon. And of course, he does his wrath defeats the dragon. You see, his katana he got way back in episode 1, actually more like episode 2, breaks. Yep, it breaks while battling the dragon. Luckily enough, he's able to defeat the dragon, no problem. And a red dragon comes by, who's like an elder to him, and he tells him, like, okay, to make sure this doesn't happen again, please be sure to give me a start talking to. He's like, sure. And of course, the village, he'd be happy with it, with them saying the village. And they get to the kingdom, and they get introduced to the king of the kingdom, which of course Toya says hi to the master, which Lady Oga. Oh yeah, and also she goes with him, along with a knight. I think his name is Reiner. I think his name is. And he's got a thing for Lady Oga. Yeah, he's got a thing for her. They don't really explore this until episode 8. Yeah, because it was hinted at from the first one they first introduced that he has a thing for her, but he's very nervous to basically confess his feelings for him. Yep, I'm trying to think. I'm forgetting like episode 5. Let me look it up here. Because I'm describing like episodes like 5 and basically 6 and 7. Let's see, 5. Let's see, what was 5 here? Oh, yes, 5. Yeah, this was a weird one. Toya and the girls go to a castle where it's run by slime. Their purpose? Find the research. They look around. At one point, they counted a silver slime, which does nothing. They count the green slime, which they've mentioned apparently has the ability to eat clothes. And, well, most of the girls get their clothes eaten. And, well, Toya basically thinks later. Okay. Apologies for that. Yeah. He thinks later to himself, thank you, the guy who invented these slimes, for that particular scene of seeing these 4 lovely women basically, they get clothes eaten. They find the scientist and he's already dead. Yeah, as for why he said invented this slime, because he felt like it. Yeah, really nothing much to this episode, aside from getting some fan service of seeing the girls basically show some skin. Though they ended up pretty much also, well, on the way there, Toya gets a new ability, basically kind of like a steal ability. Usually it's like small items, and he tries to take basically one of Yui's katanas. That didn't work. Take something else, and he ends up taking her ribbon, and she gets upset by it. Almost like was basically like the way she reacted. Almost like he basically took her panties, but he didn't. Nope, he did not take her panties. Yep. Also, apparently, when the slime basically was eating through her clothes, also was partially eating through her bindings. Yeah, that's apparently something that female samurai apparently wear, apparently. They basically wrap their breasts, make it look flatter. I have no idea why in the world that they do that, but they do. And after finding the research and realize, oh, it's kind of a bit of a waste of time. Oh yeah, and as for Yusima, she's like, yeah, you can burn this place down, no problem. The place is abandoned for years. Go ahead. By the time they're done, they go outside, burn the castle down on the ground, and that's it. Yeah, episode 5 was mostly a forgettable episode. 6 basically was stuff to get a little more interesting. Yep, and when they go to the Beast Kingdom, they meet the king, and of course, well, Toya basically at night just comes across a teddy bear. Yes, a teddy bear. I just have me walk around, and it's brought to the chamber and Lena, who is the leader who's basically the fairy folk, and guess how old this woman is? Is she 12, 10? She's 612 years old. Yeah, but she still looks smoking hot for her age. Though, don't worry, she shows up for our next episode. Toward the end of it, to help set up the next episodes. Of course, he basically, as to come with disciple, she basically, after learning basically a spell from her, basically program, he's able to, well, say, nah, don't worry about it, and like, nah, I decline when she asks him to be his disciple. Also, he does this a couple times a little later. First, he does this with like make her glasses in the series. Translate script. Yeah. In the case of the glasses, what he used was a glass and a piece of silver. In the book, basically, he basically did this while taking some money of his wallet, put on the table. In the show, it's like money's already there, combined with some glass that's already there, and make a pair of glasses. This one, he basically has got a dragon tooth from the dragon he killed previously, so this time he makes up with a new weapon, a gunblade. I'm like, did the series just rip off Final Fantasy? Apparently they did, and apparently this particular gunblade can shoot rubber bullets. Not regular bullets, rubber bullets. And the thing is really loud. Yeah, it's a gun. They can also turn into a sword. Okay. And he asks basically, I think it's Ellie, it's Lenny and Yuna basically pick their own guns. He makes it for them, and after the first parents them use them, they don't bother to use them ever again. Not that I can think of. The following episode is simply just a day. It's basically like a slice of life episode. They come home after basically being in the Beastman Nation, and he's like, "Oh, I'm pooped out," basically. So he falls asleep for a little while, and he gets up, and he goes because he stinks, so he wants to take a bath. He goes to the bath, and what does he see? The 4 girls undressing. Yeah. And of course, they mostly get dressed, and of course, he just apologizes to them while looking at their exposed skin. And of course, that's when they go to the credits. Yep. And of course, we have several things like Toya inventing a bicycle. Yep, makes the bicycle. The Duke just happens to come by just because. Like, he really had no reason, just felt like visiting him. And basically, he decided to try out the bicycle. Got a hang of it fairly well. All the girls got a chance to try it, and he had like, can you make one for my wife too? And Sue, sure. Yep. And then he's like go shopping for more supplies of bicycles, where he just happens to come across a thief who is a girl. After saving her, brings her home, becomes a maid, and that's it for that. Also, I forgot to mention when they were in the Beast Nation, while they were traveling about in the city, he notices like a couple hooded figures. He notices in the distance, and of course, Kohaka basically knows these two. Of course, he teleports right to them, and it turns out these two are actually his maids. What are they doing there? Spy on the princess. That's the only reason why. Yeah, also when he first meets the king, it's like a very well handled scene. It pretty much is almost a spy from the book. And of course, they have a dance party later, which see the girls basically put on basically the outfits. Basically, the way this nation looks, it looks like India in a way. And seeing a couple of the girls basically show off their bellies, just because. It's mostly the princess, and it's like Yuma and Lena basically show off their bellies. The other two don't. Yeah, and that's when it leads into the whole meeting with Lena. So, in the case of the bicycle thing, out there, all the girls tried it out, and also, oh yeah, we got in their house guest. It's Lena, and she, because he turned down being a disciple, she became the Belfast's ambassador to the Belfast nation's ambassador to, well, Belfast. In order to spend more time with Toya, and well, we have to basically try out setting. Oh yeah, and also the whole thing with Rena. Before I get to the end of basically what happened episode 8, yeah, there was actually a lot more here, like a whole boatload of material that, unlike some of the other ones were cut for pacing reasons, this had no reason to be cut at all. It's like they introduce her, he just buys her food, offers to work for him, and becomes a maid, and that's it. There's actually a lot more to this in the book, where he actually went to the king and basically got her pardon, and yeah, basically got him. And of course, basically the orphanage thing. Yeah, it was a little bit more of a minor, like, I'd say a couple scenes that they just completely cut for some reason. I'm not really sure why. In the case of stuff that cut from the first book that they adapted, yeah, I can understand the stuff they cut basically was probably pacing reasons. This one, with the exception of that scene, they didn't cut much of anything from book 2. They mostly kept everything from, like, remember, from they present in book 2. Yeah. And by the end, now the thing is, she wants to go as far as she can, basically to Eden, basically Yui's nation, and of course, Toya points out though that his ability to gate can only places he's personally been to, and uses recollection, which basically uses a woman's memories to basically think of the place they want to, like where they need to go, and pressure measures to steal it up, and she thinks of the place, and then they gate there, all 6 of them. Basically, Toya, the 4 girls, and Len, and of course, Kohaku and her teddy bear. And setting up the very next set of episodes in Eshin, which is basically Warring States, Japan. Yep, the feudal era, which I'm looking forward to basically talk about episodes 9 through 12. Unlike in the case of the first episodes, I did basically find some humor in these episodes. I thought it was interesting that Duke basically got a chance to ride a bicycle. I thought that was so hilarious. And I love, there's one other thing I forgot to mention here, is the date that Olga had with Rena. And it goes okay until basically he basically saves another guy for being beaten up. And like, he mentions, apparently she overhears him when he says he's serious about her. And she's like, I feel the same way. And she agrees to become his girlfriend. Yes, the ambassador, the smoking hot ambassador. Also, it had Sue meet her sister. Just, your ears are cute. And I'm surprised she didn't say thank you. I think these two become very good friends. Yeah. In the case of Olga and now her boyfriend, that was a minor subplot that I think was paid off really well. I thought it was so funny that she was now basically recognized Toya, no problem at all. And Olga recognized the king of basically the Besman nation, which I thought was so hilarious. Also, his palace looks like a Taj Mahal. I am not kidding about that's what it looks like. Yep. I gotta say, great episodes. Definitely looking forward to basically. Now, that's all I can think of what happened, but it's a fun set. I would describe like these episodes as pure fun. First set was basically just a bunch of laughter, a good amount of humor. This one still has that humor, but these other episodes are just pure fun to watch. I love it. Okay, so that's it for this particular review. My next review will cover the last 4 episodes officially have aired for the series, which cover the 3rd book, which is the shortest of the 3 books we aired so far. And I will discuss my final thoughts for now on the series, if the series is to come back. Yeah, aside from that, that's pretty much it. So, until you see the next video, which hopefully will be part 3 of this series, okay? See you next video. Bye.